So in your book, you talk a lot about the 5 billion have-nots on the planet versus the 2 billion haves. And you say most people think the only way to level the playing field is through higher taxes, tax the rich. You seem to disagree with this formula. So tell us why you think that would not work, and also why is this so important now that we begin to try to correct this glaring imbalance in society?
Well, we agree there's an imbalance, right? The rich are getting richer and the bottom is falling farther behind. And we have to agree that the current system is not working. The left blames big business and says it's all big business is evil, and the right says there's too much government and government is evil, and they both are just creating this polarizing effect of blaming each other. And the truth is that it's not all business's fault, and it's not all government's fault. Government is there to try to keep us safe and keep everything running on time. Business is there to create capital and employ people and expand jobs and expand the economy. They're not all bad, but the divide between the haves and the have-nots is getting bigger, and to attack the top is just more of that polarizing, let's blame somebody else because they have something that we want. So I was in London last week, and the Labour Party there, which is equivalent to our Democratic Party, and I'm an Irish Catholic that grew up as a Democrat, worked for Tip O'Neill, so I get that. So they outlined their construct, their platform for this year. And one of the things they said they wanted to do is get rid of private schools, because 20% of the schools are private, 80% are public. The private are producing good results, the public aren't. So instead of saying, why don't we take what works in this 20% and figure out how to cost effectively make it work on the other 80%, they're saying, why don't we close the 20%? It's almost like if 80% of the people can't have it, no one should have it. That doesn't work. Attacking the top doesn't work. What we need to do is take what's working and lift up the bottom. We don't need to attack the top, we need to lift up the bottom. We need to get more money to the bottom. We need to slow or eliminate the gap between the wage growth and what it costs to buy a house. People now, my grandfather as a janitor could buy a house. If two janitors are married to each other or living together, they can't afford to buy a house. The housing costs are just rising too fast. Educational costs are rising too fast.
Right.
So we need to bring up the bottom, Tracy, not attack the top. And I agree there's a big problem. I'm just saying the way to solve it is to bring up the 5 billion that have-nots, not to just attack. Yeah, it's a great soundbite to say it's the 1%er's fault. And maybe they do have too much money. But attacking, I've never seen arguing and attacking solve a problem in my life. Usually it's solved through collaboration, it's solved through cooperation. When I worked for Tip O'Neill, my little cubicle was right outside his office, and when he'd come in every day, I'd say, how'd we do today, Mr. Speaker? And he'd say, well, Davey, we got half. And in those days, half was good.
Collaborating and working together.
There's nothing wrong with half. Mm-hmm. Half for you, half for me. That's not so bad. Now it has to be 100% my way, and the other side has to say, I want 100% my way, and nothing gets done.
You see that changing anytime soon with this administration or the next administration? It's been constant with the...
It will change. Mm-hmm. This administration, no. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, whether you or your viewers are Trump fans or not, you can't deny that he's not a weird dude, right? You can't deny me that. And
no denying that.
He's not going to solve any problem. But the problem has to get solved because, like all problems, they follow a curve, and at some point it breaks. But there's no need for it to break because meanwhile, people are starving. Meanwhile, people are getting left behind. And in my book, I outline it's not a small percentage. It's like 5 billion people that are getting left behind. And that has to be solved. We can't live in a world like that. We need to be in America, we need to be the leader to solve these problems.